On our special interview segment on Impact Yobe this week, we'll be speaking with the Vice Chancellor of the Yobe State University, Damaturu, Professor Mala Daura. Thank you for joining us on Impact Yobe interview.
Thank you very much, Mike. You are welcome.
So tell us, what is the level of academic and other developments at this university?
Well, I think you asked of level of academic and other development in Yobe State University. Yobe State University is 16 years old, and that a lot of developments have taken place within the period. Today, we are talking of a university that is having about 5 faculties on ground and a college of medical science with about over 40 academic programs in place. And at the moment, the university has over 10,000 students on ground in these faculties and the College of Medical Science. So over the years, a lot of achievements have taken place in terms of academic developments. For a university with a starting point of less than 1,000 students, today we have 10,000 students. So I think we are making progress.
All right, funding is a criteria for higher education. What strategy have you put in place to ensure adequate funding of the school?
Right from the onset, you know that this is a state university. The proprietor of the university is the Yobe State government. At the moment, bulk of the funding is coming from Yobe State government. The state government is paying all the salaries and other allowances of staff, and even in terms of physical infrastructural development, is fully taken by the state government. And this actually keeps on progressing from year to year. At the beginning, the funding wasn't as much as what we have today because of the number of programs that we have on ground, as well as the number of students that are on campus. So the Yobe State government is trying its best in terms of funding. Nobody complains of salary payment, as salaries are paid promptly. And the state government is also funding our requirements when it comes to accreditation of our academic programs, as well as provision of physical infrastructural facilities, as well as human resource development. That is not to say that it's not the state government that is funding 100%. There are some supports coming from certain agencies and organizations, particularly the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, through its normal intervention, zonal intervention, and other services that are assisting the university. But I'm telling you that bulk of the funding is coming from the state government. And the university enjoys the support from the state government. That is why the university is making a lot of progress in terms of expansion, as well as maintenance of quality delivery of services. So we are trying our best to really have a synergy with other sister universities to see to the conduct of our academic activity to ensure that standards are maintained anywhere in the world. At the moment, in the university, we have 41 academic programs. And all the 41 academic programs are doing very well, out of which 30 of them have been fully accredited. The remaining 10 or 11 of them are due for accreditation this year by October, November. These are new programs that will appear for the accreditation for the first time, and the university is doing its best to ensure that all those requirements of NUC are put in place. We are working very hard to see that we acquire full accreditation for all these programs. So we are working hand in hand with our staff as well as the state government. Already the state government has met most of our requirements and is ready to meet the other requirements. The most important one that I want you to know is our College of Medical Science, which is very new. And in the college, we have our MBBS program and 4 other programs, all of which are due for accreditation, both by the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, as well as the NUC. Already, the university, with the support of the state government, is doing the needful. For a medical college to be recognized, you must have what we call the clinical section. Here, we have the preclinical on campus, and by the time the students reach 300 level, they have to proceed to the clinical section within the Yobe State University Teaching Hospital. So the management has already done the needful by contacting the state government, and the state government has really met up our infrastructural requirements. If you go to the teaching hospital, we have our clinical section there, where the 3-star hotel have been remodeled to serve as our clinical section of the college. In addition to that, in the last 1 year or so, a number of laboratories have been constructed, a number of offices for our lecturers have been constructed and fully furnished. We also have classrooms and lecture theaters that have been constructed at the clinical section, which we believe will meet the requirement for accreditation by both the Medical and Dental Council as well as the National Universities Commission. On that, I think the university and the council very, very grateful for the support of the state government. On our own side too, we are making all effort to put our human resource aspect in place, because we have lecturers, professors, and the other cadres of staff that are on ground who actually take the burden of teaching our students to the best of their ability. And I'm very, very confident that the delivery is quite appreciable, and definitely it will meet the requirement for a standard university. All this is with the effort of the Yobe State government by giving them all the required facilities as well as their allowances to encourage them to do more. Of course, as a young university, we cannot boast of having the full academic staff on ground. We had to go out of our campus to look for additional staff, either in form of visiting or part-time lecturers, which is done in every other universities in Nigeria. So to that, I think the state government is supporting the university in terms of financing these categories of staff.
Yeah, I'd wanted to ask you about the welfare of workers and students. What is the situation so far?
Well, the welfare, when you are talking of welfare of students and staff, you are talking about, if it is for staff, it's in terms of number one, in terms of their salaries and allowances. The Yobe State government is paying their salary as at when due. As I'm talking, the salaries of August have been, September has been paid at the right time, and their allowances are also being paid. And in addition to their salaries and allowances, staff do enjoy training, particularly those that require additional qualifications. A lot of our staff have acquired master's degree as well as PhD in their fields. As I'm talking now, we have over 170 of them that are on fellowship. And being on fellowship, the state government is paying their salary fully and other allowances, thus encouraging them to finish their program on time. And quite a number of them are actually studying abroad so that they can have the experience of other universities outside the country, so that by the time they complete their program and resume, definitely they will impart the knowledge that is required. These are actually things that is quite appreciable. Being somebody who has worked in other universities, I'm in a better position to compare the welfare packages for our staff. This university is not doing very bad. It's doing very well and is comparable, or if not surpass what other universities are offering to their staff. So we're very, very comfortable with what as far as taking care of our staff welfare. For students student welfare can be measured in terms of provision of a comfortable learning environment. This, as far as learning environment is concerned, whether in terms of academic environment where the students take their lectures, their laboratories, their workshops, these are being taken care of by the university with the support of the state government. Of course, these services keep on improving over time. We keep on upgrading depending on the situation. You may have some equipment that are on ground today, tomorrow they will be obsolete. And the university management is doing its best to ensure that state-of-the-art equipment are deployed so that students can learn using these latest equipment so that when they get themselves in other universities, at least they will be very comfortable that they've been actually taught on how to use this equipment. So for the teaching and learning environment, I think we are very, very comfortable. We have a very good library for them to really learn. And then our ICT is available for the students to have access. And also in terms of our hostel provision, this is something that is developed over time. Don't forget that it is not easy to provide full hostel accommodation to students, even in federal universities. Hardly can a university provide accommodation for 50% of the students. This is a university that is growing, and we are going to address this problem gradually. At the moment, we have little accommodation for those who need it, but majority of our students are off campus, but efforts are being made to provide more hostel accommodation. The state government has recently constructed a number of hostels for the students, both for the male and female students, but more efforts are being done. And the university is also looking outward to source how additional hostels will be provided for our students. And in these hostels, we have provided some comfort to our students. And you know that students, you are once a student, you know how students behave. Sure. You can make a provision for students, maybe 5 students per room. The next day, you may get about 10 or 15 of them. I'm sure you have not forgotten the issue of squatting. Sure. So this is something that we are always trying to address. But under the present circumstances, Yobe State is just actually being revived from this insurgency. So our students have the fear of staying in some parts of the town, so they manage with their colleagues on campus. I'm sure with time, with the growth in the size of the city, definitely more accommodation will be provided either privately or in the university so that students can be comfortable. We have also made some provision for our students to move around with some bus service provision, but we are planning to involve the public to participate in the provision of more vehicles under an agreed conditions so that students and staff can move comfortably between the town and the university campus. So the university management and council are very, very mindful about the welfare of both staff and students.
Let's talk about collaboration. How are you collaborating with other institutions and agencies for academic excellence?
Well, I think there is no way you can be on your own. The measure of a university is actually in terms of its relationship with some agencies and institutions. A university that is having no collaboration with any institute is actually having some deficiencies. So Yobe State University is actually having some collaboration with some universities, both within and outside the country. The management of this university has on several occasions paid a visit to some countries like Sudan, like Malaysia, and have established some understanding, have signed memorandum of understanding, particularly with the University of Putra in Malaysia and some other universities, in terms of exchange of staff as well as in terms of exchange of materials. This actually is in progress, but you know, what actually happened was that in the last 2-3 years, because of the COVID-19 and some other misfortunes, some of these things couldn't work, but we have started receiving some requests for collaboration. As I'm talking now, today I've received a request for collaboration with one university from China, host university, in terms of staff exchange as well as exchange of academic programs and activities. These were very, very comfortable, not only with universities outside, but even locally within the country. We do have a kind of understanding with our fellow universities, both at the level of the state university or the federal universities. In fact, for us to make some improvement, we always contact other universities in the country in order to ensure that such things that we want to introduce to our university is in line with university governance. So we are getting a lot of understanding, a lot of ideas from our sister universities. And when it comes to agencies, definitely we do collaborate, we do enter into understanding with some agencies in terms of support, either them supporting us or we also getting some few things to them. And that the agencies that are actually dear to us, like the TED Fund, which is giving us a lot of support. We also have some kind of understanding with PTDF, that is the Petroleum Development Fund, in terms of giving us some ideas and some support. We also have some other agencies in terms of conducting research, because research shouldn't be just be within our own university. We need to collaborate, so that sometimes they look for consultants from this university, because we have the university consult. The university consult will provide some of the expertise to carry out some researches, and I think we are making some progress.
Finally, what incentive do you put in place in terms of plan for foreign lecturers in order to woo other foreign lecturers to wanting to engage in your
Thank you very much. I think this is a very pertinent question, for which the Yobe State government has been giving us a very, very strong support for hosting these foreign lecturers. In our College of Medical Science at the moment, we have most of our senior academics are foreign lecturers, particularly from Egypt, Sudan, and Asia. They are there. And as a matter of fact, most of the lecturers, foreign lecturers from some universities are no longer there. But we are trying. We have kept about 16 of them that are now on ground, and most of them are at the professorial level. I think I remember that sometime last month, the Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission inquired whether we still have foreign lecturers. I said, we have. He said, how many? I said, we have about 16. So that makes us about number 5 or so in Nigeria that is having the highest number of, we are 5th university that is having the highest number of foreign lecturers. And this is actually adding to the credibility of the university. And we are really enjoying the services of these foreign lecturers, because of each time they travel, they come back with some new ideas that will actually help us in improving the quality of our delivery. So I think we are happy that at least these people are with us, and we'll continue maintaining them. This actually is as a result of the support that we are getting from Yobe State government. It's not easy to maintain a foreign lecturer, but Yobe State government is really doing the best, because their payment is in hard currency, and at least Yobe State never minds, pays their salary as at when due, and they do go on their annual vacation. We have signed memorandum of understanding with these foreign lecturers, and I think we are living up to expectation. So I think this is one of the things that are making this university as one of the universities that is to be proud of. We are happy with that.
Thank you so much for joining us on special interview segment on Impact Yobe. Thank you for having me.
So thank you very much, Mike. Thank you. Yes.
That's all we have for you on today's episode of Impact Yobe. Don't forget to join us next week for a fresh edition of the program. My name is Michael Oshoma. Goodbye.